Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited. I am back with another cooking video. I actually haven't really cooked this year at all. Did quite a few desserts and then I moved on to breakfast and now I'm back. This actually needs a good scrub around here, but that'll be another time. It's Monday morning. The fact that I'm saying the word morning is a miracle. I'm actually making this in the morning. I'm preparing this for lunch. There's a couple of other things I want to pre-prepare, but nothing exciting for videos. So because it's morning, I have plenty of time to get up at 4 PM. So it should be up the same day. Well, it can be because it's only like 11:20. So I went to the shops. I went to town at the weekend, and there's a few things, of course my sister's shoes are in the way, a few things I wanted to show you that I bought. So I went to Lakeland. That's like the best shop ever. Halloween videos, you know I've been saying I'm playing Halloween videos. Look what I just bought. I'm on my tripod so the angle should be good. It is a 3D pumpkin case mould. So excited to use it. Also, we got an onion stretch pod. So if you only, well, we've got an onion today, and I need it all. But if I only used half, you put the other half in here so it doesn't go off. My sister got an avocado one. Let me find it. An avocado one. And there was also lemon, which we were debating about because normally you only use half a lemon. So that's what it looks like open. You just put your avocado and then it stretches it. You do tend to only use half a lemon, but we were like, we don't use lemon that often. They also had a tomato one, but when do you ever use half a tomato? When do you ever use half a tomato? Anyway, so I've got this little, it doesn't really look like much, but I've got this little piece of paper because my sister decided to use all the printing up in the first 2 weeks, and now we've got 2 weeks where we can't print. So I probably only print like an odd recipe here and there, but I'm not even allowed to print a recipe anymore. And all I needed was literally half a page. But I've got everything on here that I need. So we're making a soup today because, as you may know, the weather is a bit cold and grey. I actually wore my winter's coat for the first time. Heating not on right now, but people are putting heatings on. So last time I made a soup was December. My Vlogmas. I made 2 during Vlogmas. I'm going to list you every single soup I've made. Carrot and coriander soup, mushroom soup, pumpkin soup, carrot and orange soup, onion, bacon and potato soup, tomato soup. Today we are making it's sort of baked broccoli and Stilton, but it's broccoli and blue cheese. Making broccoli and blue cheese because if you saw the video where I did try food I've never tried before, part 1 or 2, I think it was in part 1, I had some blue cheese. So we're going to get that in. On the strength level is 5, so if you're not a strong cheese lover, it's not maybe the best recipe for you. But we're going to crack on and make some soup today. I'm going to crack on and make some soup because it's freezing cold, and if you want something to warm you up, soup is the number one. Soup is the number one thing you need to warm you up. We also have, so Halloween videos are coming back because I'm making that silicone mold pumpkin thing will be in videos. Also, my mum we've got a British cooking pumpkin. So if you've got any pumpkin recipes you want to see, because obviously I've already made pumpkin soup, but any recipes involving pumpkin you want, let me know and I'll make it. Now I normally blitz my soup with a blender, like a handheld blender. It's in this cupboard. I haven't got it out because we won't be using it. But a handheld, you know, like a stick blender. We won't be using a stick blender today because I've learned a way you do soup better. You put it in a blender and you blend it up for about 5 minutes, and then you don't have to handheld blend it and sieve it. You can just put it in a blender. So them handheld blenders, if you don't have a mixer, a blender, then obviously a handheld mixer, you don't have let me just show you. I use these in my videos. It might need to wash out because it's not been used for a while. One of these blender. If you don't have one of these, a handheld stick blender will work, but you may have to sieve it, whereas this you won't. But you have to do it for about 5-10 minutes to get all the lumps and get it completely smooth. So, don't really need a pan this big, but we're going to go with it because we don't have many small pans. We're going to fill the kettle up first of all. You're going to need for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use, not too sure what happened then, it's a little cut out, but we're back. So it's freezing cold at the moment. It's literally, it was boiling hot 1 minute, next minute it's like cold. What I'm saying is, you can use this for 5 minutes rather than a handheld blender, like stick blender. I never knew I know you can blend stuff in this, but I thought a soup, you just tend to use a stick blender, but apparently if you do it in one of these for about 5 minutes, it's actually better because it adds no lump whatsoever. So what I was saying is, you could boil your food in here, and then once it's boiled, you could cook your soup in it after, but you will have to wait like 10 minutes for your veg to boil before you can start the soup. But if you have 2 pans, you can do them both at the same time. Depending on how much soup you make, you may not be able to fit it all in your blender, so you might have to do it in batches. Right, what we So my picture of the board coming out, I don't do much cooking. I have done loads of soup. Last soup I did was Vlogmas. This light is also still out. So I've done a lot of talking and basically explained a lot of stuff. Explained stuff I bought recently and soups. Because the weather's turned. So we're going to need lots of warming, heartfelt foods. So I've got loads of ideas, so be prepared because, trust me when I say this, there's loads of heartwarming foods coming. Loads of good quality food that you need for this winter time. Normally if we were making dinner I would do carbs in one, veg in the other, but because it's all going in the same pot for the soup, you can do it all together. But the thing is, I'm trying to come up with recipes that I haven't done before, like classic pasta and shepherd's pie, perfect for this sort of cold weather, but I've done it all before. So ideally you would do your potato, when I do a meal I would do the veg and carb separate, but it's all going in the same soup so you can do it at the same time. So, potato is just rough chopped, so obviously that piece is like that piece is like that. You peel it and you chop it. Rough cut, but do it. They have to be similar size, so it cooks. They have to be similar size, so they cook at the same time. But they can be any shapes you want, but you have to peel it. If you don't get every single bit of peel off, it's not the end of the world. But try and get all the peel off. Now you're going to cut your broccoli. Now, because broccoli is quite broccoli's kind of thick. You kind of want your broccoli smaller rather than bigger. So it is rough chop as well, because it's all going to blend in a soup. But you don't want the bits too big, because they are the lumpy bits. So you want to chop, rough chop. Mirepoix, which is a rough chop. And you just want to... I've made loads of soup before, so that's why I had to be careful what I've already... If you like the stalks, put the stalks in. Why not? Because no point in wasting them if you eat them. So if with the boiling water, you want to just cover your veg. And then you're just going to boil it and boil it and boil it until... It doesn't have to be fully cooked, but it has to be like reasonably cooked. So what else do we need in this? I've got all the... Now I have to make a soup, I've just literally got the ingredients. Like they're not the ingredients, the amounts. So, first things first, I said recently that I've not done many onions on this channel. I've not done many onions this year, and now I've done, I think the last video I used an onion. I'm using onion all the time. So you take the top off, you do not take the bottom off, you need that. You cut it in half, and then you peel it. Onions are the veg that make you cry, but you're only doing one, so you might be alright. Depending on the portion you want, depending on your portion, you may need more than one onion. Don't know how many this makes, not gonna lie. I didn't write that bit down. Probably have a waste ball, but I just don't bother. So, what you're doing, I did do it in my last video, which I made a spicy okra curry. Basically, these soups don't usually get a lot of views, but this is the sort of food you need to eat at the moment to keep warm. I literally had tomato soup last night just to keep me warm. And literally cooking keeps me warm because you're over a stove. There's probably too much water in that, but it'll be okay. So basically, where you see the lines, you're going to make a dent. You're going to make a dent on every single line. And then halfway, you turn it around. And then you just cut forwards. If you've done it right, they should all break apart. And then when you get to the root, you just cut around it, so you have that tiny bit of root at the bottom. And then you may have to break all the pieces up after, if they haven't properly broken up. But they should just fall through the knife. It is rough chop as well, but you don't want them. But you do kind of want to do it like you would normally do an onion. There's only one way to really do an onion, that's this way. So lines again. Halfway you turn it. And then you just cut down. You can do it at the sides and then straight until you get to that root part. And then I just tend to break it up in my hands, because they are already in pieces. And then theoretically it should all be the similar size. So it says cook it in butter. Now you probably think oil. You cook it in butter. So we might as well start cooking this straight away. It says a lot of. It says. Oh, I put 3 butter. That's probably 3 tablespoons, or maybe 3 teaspoons. So I'll just put a little bit more in. You need quite a bit, I know that. I just put 3. I can't remember what 3 was. That's when you got a recipe. Or someone used all the printing it. Not even a full page. I'm going to need a wooden spoon to mix this. Let's get a wooden spoon. We're going to melt all the butter. That's boiling, so it should be all good. You're going to melt down all of the butter. There are a few more stages before this soup. You can't really... You're pre-boiling. Basically what you're doing, you're par-boiling your potato and broccoli, so then it actually cooks in the soup. Otherwise it will take forever to cook. So broccoli takes like 10 minutes, potato probably takes, if you do it small, could take 10-15 minutes, but if you don't, it will take like 20. So you want to par-boil your veg so it cooks better in here. So every single bit of that butter is melted, and there's quite a lot of it. So you need it to get that nice flavour. And now this is the trick. Try and get it all in. If I burnt it, just put it in a bowl or something, because tip it in when you have to be careful so it doesn't fall off the side. And you want to just coat it. It may seem like a lot of butter now, but trust me. So you don't have to do this part. You don't have to do that part. I found a skin. You don't have to do that part, but it's just quicker and easier when you get to the soup, like your veggies parboiled. Because what you don't want is your onion like basically cooked, and then you put in a rock hard potato. It's a lot nicer to have a parboiled potato, nice soft potato going into this mix. You should have only used half your kettle water. If not, you'll have to make some more. And that's all I'm saying. You get a jug now. It says so I'm going to use a full pint of so we've got 3 things here: veg, beef and chicken. We have got a veg open, I think, but it must be right at the back, and I don't know if I can be bothered to take everything out to find it. So I'm just going to open this. You need 1 veg stock. I'm going to say 2 veg stock. Oh. So there is another one open in there, but it's right at the back. There's all sorts in this cupboard. And I need to find this. Oh, I found it. I found the opened one. There's too much stuff in this cupboard. It doesn't actually all fit. Well, it struggles to all fit. So now you're going to spray. You want to keep stirring this. It's starting to stick and burn. So you need to I'm going to turn that off a sec because the onion's starting to burn and we haven't actually got the stock ready. So you break it up with a fork ideally, but I've got a dirty spoon already, so I might as well use it. Break up your stock cube, get your water in, fill it all the way through. You put it in bit by bit. That's the thing. You put it in, you put your stock in a bit by bit. And if it's not enough, you can just add some more water. So I put some salt in there. I'm going to put some salt in here. Now I'm going to go to the sink and I'm going to go and drain this veg. And I'm going to add it back to the pan. And I'm going to add the onion to this pan. Because it's starting to stick. There's a bit of stickage at the bottom. Because I'm too busy focusing on. And I'm going to give that a mix through. It's only parboiled, so it shouldn't be fully cooked. It should be like, I'll say it turns about half cooked. It should be on about the half cooked sort of level. So we're going to get that on. We're just going to heat it through. We're just going to heat it through for like about a minute. Now we put the salt away because there is a bit of salt content in this stock cube. Now you're going to start adding your stock a bit by bit. You do not add it all at once. You can probably do like in thirds. That was quite a lot, but you don't need to do it drop by drop. What I mean is, don't put it all in at once. Doesn't mean you can't do it in like 3 or 4 batches. You don't need to do a tiny bit each time. Do it about 10 times. You can do it in literally 3 goes. You can literally put a third of it in at once. You can put quite a bit in at once. You don't have to like. Let that start to boil. Whilst that's doing its thing, when it starts to reduce is when we're going to add this blue cheese. So I'm going to get rid of all this like onion, well, C word, but rubbish for now. I've also got my stock cubes. If you have got any ideas for that pumpkin other than soup, let me know. I have to double check what I've done. But we're going to get the pumpkin video. Maybe not all, I might need more than one recipe. But this is proper boiling away. You don't necessarily. This will make a decent amount. So now you're going to put a bit more in. And I've got one more batch to go. You're just going to heat it through. I put a whole broccoli in here, but it was quite a small one. I make sure if you have got any of like the bit like stock left in the bottom, try and get that out for the flavour. Get that out for the flavour. Literally done this in about 15-20 minutes and we're on the halfway stage. Good way out. So that is boiling away. When it starts reducing, we may need to add more. So now's the part where I'm going to put the rubbish straight into the Danish blue. If you don't like blue cheese, you can just use Stilton. The recipe is not that much different. I don't presume, probably the exact same. So we're going to cut the blue Stilton into that. You can just crumble it up, but I think cutting it up, it is proper strong, and I love cheese. Blue cheese is probably my least favourite, but there's no point me going out to the shops to buy some Stilton when I have perfectly good blue cheese here, and it's been open for the trying video, so probably won't last as long as you're just gonna break it up into small chunks. And you can pre-prepare this because you don't want your you can pre-prepare it because you don't want to put it in now. You put the blue cheese as like a last minute thing. The blue cheese is like a last minute thing. So you don't put that in now. If it tastes nice, I'm gonna have this for my lunch. It's going to be my lunch, seeing as I'm making it in time for lunch. I can't believe I'm making this in time for lunch. Who knew? I can 100% get it up for 4 o'clock. It's literally like 20 to 12. I've got about 4 hours to edit this video and get it up. I can probably do it in 1. That's why I can get wholesome videos. Wholesome, good, warming food, like a good, wholesome, warming type foods. I do have time to film another video, technically, but I don't really know. I actually can't film tomorrow, so I might have to do 2 today. I can't film tomorrow, but I can film Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I can film Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I should be on for 4 videos this week. I said 3 to 4. I said 3 to 4, and I think that's just because I said 3 to 4. I said 3 to 4, and I think that's simply just because I don't want to say 4 and then I don't get 4 out, and then people are like, you said you're going to do 4 videos a week and you didn't. So I say 3 to 4. If I don't get 4 up, then you can't shout at me because I did do 3. I think it's just like a thing to fall back on in case I don't have time to do a 4th one. Because I will always do 3, but I always think like 4's like a bonus one. 4's like a bonus one. A bonus video. Like, just a bonus. Because 3 is probably enough. I don't know. I just upload as much as possible. But I don't want to say 5 a week because realistically 5 isn't going to happen. If I say 3 to 4, 4 is actually a good amount. 4 is a comfortable amount that I can do each week. If any more than that, I'll probably struggle because it takes time. Especially if you do a 24-hour video, you can only do 1 that day. Sometimes if I'm cooking the soup in the morning, I could quite easily do another cooking video in the afternoon. But a 24-hour video you can't, and I have got a couple more I want to do. Don't know how soon. I can't film tomorrow, but Wednesday I'll be back. If there's a video out tomorrow, then you know I've cooked something else the same day today. And I am on it. I'm busy. I'm not busy in the morning, but I'm busy all afternoon. So this soup is, if it does get too thick when you blend it, you add more water. So it is boiling away, and it's getting. The potato is now starting to break up. All the veg has gone from par cooked to fully cooked. Now all the veg is fully cooked, you start adding your blue cheese. Now it says a whole block, but obviously I tried a bit in the other video. Just add as much of this blue cheese as you want, depending on how strong you want it. So once the veg is fully cooked, you add the blue cheese, and then once the blue cheese has melted in, you take it off the boil and you blitz it. That is simply the way you do it. So I'm going to let this slowly cook out for probably 5 more minutes, and I'm going to start blitzing it, and then I'll come back to you when it is done. Hello, welcome back. So in here you may be thinking some of the small pieces did burn, but the main pieces didn't. I have got some fried croutons, which is basically just fried bread. Basically, all you do to make croutons is I do 2 slices. You cut the crusts off, like so, and you can eat them if you want. And then you simply just, I just did 4 strips down and 4 strips across. And then you've got homemade croutons, or you can buy them. This soup has been in here for about, I would say a good 5 minutes, but I need to hold it on top. I always feel like I have to hold it on top in case the lid comes off, but it's too hot to touch. So I didn't actually do that. And it turned out also good. So I'm going to now get some soup in the bowl. I haven't actually checked that it's done, but it was going for a while and it's boiling hot, and I couldn't even hold the lid. It's actually too tall to go in this area because of that cupboard. It's a nice green soup. You always see soup and they're not really like green, but mine's a nice brothy green. It's not that. This is much better than a stick blender, I can tell you that for a fact. I'm going to literally leave that spoon in the lid because I don't want to have to I've literally only got 1 portion out of it, but I'll fill the bowl, should I say, and there's enough for another one. And then we're going to put a couple of these croutons on the top, and then there you have your broccoli and blue cheese soup. So let me give you a close-up. So that is what we're looking at. And then this is how much is actually left. So you get a decent portion out of it. It's obviously double it, triple it, whatever. And now I'm gonna do a taste. The soup is still very, very hot, so I think we're just going to try the edge pieces. But look how nice that soup looks. I might not eat all that because I don't know if I'm going to like it to begin with. I'm going to use this spoon even though it's been for butter. I don't know, if you use one spoon for everything, that's what I suggest. I'm scared of the blue cheese being too strong. It's not as bad as I thought. but I definitely couldn't eat the full bowl. I could probably have half a bowl, but I don't think I could eat the whole thing. Quite nice. I'm going to try crouton now. Croutons are quite nice. I think after a while I won't like it. But the initial taste is alright. I give it like a 6. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll leave everything down below so you can make it yourself. And I will see you so very soon.